With the crime in the early morning, we'd completely forgotten about breakfast. So we now had our first meal of the day at a time that could never be called breakfast time. Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko. When they cry, it's been 2 weeks! It's been 2 weeks, I know, a long wait, I know. If you guys have been very impatient, I'm sorry. It's been a while. Hopefully, you know, that gave you enough time to catch up to my older videos, I guess. Hopefully, maybe not. I don't know. Some of you people may even be caught up. I don't know. I said you people. You know, you all watching. May not be caught up to every single video every day. So maybe that gave you enough time to catch up. I don't know. But yeah, holiday time and exams gave me this long break here, but we mostly back now. I'm not fully back to be able to record all times, but soon, in 3 days ish, I'll be back to record at all times. But I just found some time not to record, so I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start off with Umineko. Now, I have 2 chapters of One Piece that I still haven't read yet because I've been able to record my reaction to them. So I've managed to hold out on not reading them, and I've also managed to hold out on not getting spoiled by just simply not going on any social media for a while, which is fairly easy to be honest. It's just you know, I don't hang around social media all that much anyway, so I'm good there. I hope you guys have spent some good time with your family. I hope you're healthy, of course, and you're doing well. Yeah, we mostly back now. Time to read some more Umineko. I do want to give out a quick little message before we start. If you are someone that comments on my videos, don't worry, nothing bad, but it's just I just want to tell you right now that I I never purposely ignore any comments that I get on my videos. What I mean by that is I read every single comment I get. However, I do want to say this now. YouTube, because it's YouTube, it doesn't always give me notifications for a comment that I get. So I noticed that there are times that someone will comment on my video and I won't see it at all, which sucks. But I just hope you know that I don't mean to ignore you. Alright, I don't mean to ghost you. I just hope you know that. And the way you can tell if I've read your comment is if you see a like love thing, super like, whatever you call it. You know that love heart thing. I can give you guys love hearts, right? And then I can like your comment, but I can also give it this super like thing, this liked by creator of the video, whatever. If you see that I've given you that, I've read your comment. Now I don't reply to every comment, but I read every comment I get. Thankfully, I don't get that many comments anyway, so it's fine. You know what I mean? I have more than enough time to read every single comment that I get on my channel. We're not that big time yet. If I get over 1,000 comments every day, then yeah, sure, I won't have enough time to read all of them. But currently, I'm not getting that many every day. You can comment just fine. I'll make sure to read it, as long as YouTube gives me notifications for it, because I'm not gonna scrounge through every single video that I've made of all time. I've made over 1,000, by the way, so I'm not gonna check all my 1,000 videos to check if you've given me a comment, just in case maybe I've missed one. I'm sorry. Just gonna hope YouTube does their job, and I mean I say this YouTube does their job. I mean this might not even be fully YouTube's fault. It could be technical issues, but all I can say is, yeah, I read every comment that I get on my notifications. Now, I do want to say that if you reply to a comment, is what I've noticed. If you reply to a comment that wasn't made by me, as in if someone comments on my channel, on this video, for example, and then you reply to it, I won't get a notification for your reply to their comment. I'll get a notification for the original comment, and then when I click on the comment, then I'll see, okay, there's some other people that replied to it, but I don't get to see the notification for the replies. So if someone has commented on a on my video, and then I reply to that comment, and then you or anyone else replies under that, I won't see your reply if I've already read the original comment, unless the comment is at me, as in you at Ami Luffy, and then you know comment whatever. So just want to say that right now. Just so you know, there's never been a time where I haven't love-hearted a comment that I've seen. There actually has been a time, but it's not gonna happen ever to you probably, because the only time I haven't love-hearted a comment is either when I got bot comments. Click here, click this link, check this out. I'm 18 plus, whatever, right? Block that. I removed those comments, so it's fine. But that's the bot comment. And there has been one other time, or two other instances, but that's because I liked the commenter, but I could not condone what the comment was implying. Does that make sense? I could not condone what the comment was saying, and so, but even then, I replied to that comment saying, "Hey yo, I hope you know I've read your comment, but because I can't condone what you're saying, I can't give you a super like. But I've read it. Alright. So even then, I'll let you know that I've read your comment. Alright. So more than likely, if you comment on my video, I will actually read it. More than likely, there's very good possibility that I will read it. But YouTube doesn't always give me notifications, so there you go. Anyway, other than that, thank you for. I just checked. I have 143 subscribers as of now. Thank you so much. It's actually unbelievable. It is crazy. I'm pretty sure before this 2 week break, I didn't even have 140. I think I was on less than 140. Now, so we've gained at least 3 since this 2 week break, which is insane. I mean, 3 people is a lot. That's a whole lot of people. I mean, sure, not all 3 need to be actual humans. Like I said, there could be bots or whatever. But I mean, still, 143 in total. There should not be there's that many bots that have subscribed to me, right? I know there are a lot of actual human beings, some random human beings out there in the world that have subscribed, and for that, I thank you. Now you'll be thinking, I mean, why are you so appreciative? You're still very small in the grand scale of things, and I don't see it that way. I don't like to see it that way. I like to see it as when I enter a room and I see 5 people in the room, I think, whoa, there's a good amount of people in the room, right? I mean, if there's 5 people in a room, you think, whoa, there's a good amount of people, right? So if those 5 different people, random people, subscribe to me, they found something on my channel that they think it was worth subscribing for, then that's amazing to me, right? And the fact that I've gotten 143 to me, when I think about it like that, that's crazy. That's an insane amount of people that have subscribed to me. So I'm eternally grateful, and I do appreciate it. I don't like thinking about it in the grand scale of things. You gotta think about it. How it is, right? It's easy to get lost in thought, right? And you compare yourself to others and whatever. No. We're here. You know, we're not here. I'm not even aiming to get a lot of subscribers anyway. I mean, I never ask you guys to subscribe to my channel. I never, whatever. I've already said this before anyway. But yeah, I'm appreciative. Now let's get to Umineko. So, to recap last time, now it's been over 2 weeks, but I've thankfully gotten enough repetition by having to write down the red truths and blue truths. Oh, there was a lot to write down. That took me over an hour actually to write down all of them, because the last 4 videos I hadn't written down any of the red or blue truths because I was trying to record as many as I could when I had the time. So I've written them down now, and I've gotten enough of a repetition that I'm caught up on what's going on, even if I'm well, I mean, I can't say I'm fully caught up on what's going on, but I mean, even if I haven't read in 2 weeks, I still know what's going on. So for the most part, hopefully I'm not a doofus. So I've written down the red truths. We're good. We're ready to go. Done my homework. All right. To recap last part real quick, we had it started off with Lanor talking with the Battler, saying that she didn't really go all out, and then she thanked me, and then we had a good conversation. Basically, Lanor is great. I like Lanor, and then she went off, and then now it's just me, Virgilian, and Dalberto again. And then Erika analyzed the situation of the knock and the letter in the dining hall, along with Gertrude and Cornelia. A lot of red truths being said there. Lambda managed to shut basically all of her theories down. Burncastle was disappointed in her, but also It seems to me like Burncast was doing it on purpose to get Red Truth out of Lambda, to persuade her to get her to say more than she should, which I feel like was mostly successful. I think that was a good job from Burncastle if she did do it on purpose. And yeah, after that we got back here to the family. I'm assuming this is Battler's POV. Back to the family here, about to have, breakfast in the dining hall again. So yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get some more spicy information. Let's keep it going. So with the crime in the early morning, we'd completely forgotten about breakfast. So we now had our first meal of the day at a time that could never be called breakfast time. Even Gora-san's wonderful meal, which had supposedly been in the works since yesterday night, provided no comfort. The several empty seats quietly burdened us with a pain-filled sadness. Yeah, dead people. Then, in the middle of this meal that felt like a vigil, Erica suddenly stood up. Everyone focused on her to see what was the matter. Oh my, I can't read. Her expression was somewhere on the line between invigorated and insane, as though she'd come up with some groundbreaking and strange invention. You figure out the secret to the knock and letter? What's up? Are you okay? I understand perfectly well. There's no way something so stupid could happen. You finally theorizing like me? So my theory for the knock and letter, by the way, well, for the knock specifically, is if she's thinking like me, is that the knock never happened because there's no red truth about the knock ever happening. What the sound or whatever else could have given them notice that there was something beyond the dining hall door could have been something that wasn't a knock at all. So, with an ugly expression covered, and by the way, I know what you're thinking, Amin, but there's a red truth that says you cannot, misidentify a knock. But what I'm saying is, they never thought it was a knock. Alright? It was something completely different that gave me the cue to go to the letter. The knock never happened. That's my current theory. Anyway. And that could still go in line with the fact that they would never miss your knock. Anyway, with an ugly expression covered with cold sweat, Erica glared and lashed out at Battler. At me? You still beefing? You still angry? Still got a grudge? Come at me again! Got what? Not one of us saw you fall down and land in the courtyard. I mean, how does your blue truth stop my theory on Kinzo? Kinzo could have done the exact same thing, according to you. In fact, Kinzo was the one that built the mansion to begin with. He should know the structures of it better than Battler. He should, right? Especially if it's from his study. If there's a method to climb down it, like you're describing here, Kinzo could have done the exact same thing, no? What's stopping you? Are you gonna say he's an old man body? Well, that's the devil's proof. So, what's up? Your blue truth. What I'm saying is, even if your blue truth is valid, it's not stopping the theory. The theory that Kinzo could have still been in the study is still there. It still persists. Okay. Okay. So what? I don't. How is this some great revelation of yours? I don't get it. Exactly. Exactly. Well, you've done nothing, Erica. You've done nothing. Exactly. That's all it is. Well, all you've done is explain that there's a chance that Batter didn't jump off out the window. Sure. You haven't stopped Kinto from doing the same thing. What? Yeah. What subject? That is the subject. That's what we're trying to prove. Whether Kinto could have escaped from the study or not. We're not trying to prove whether Kinto jumped out the window or not. We're not trying to prove whether Battler jumped out the window or not. That is the subject we're on. Cool. So what? Cool. Man, Erica, you fell off. You suck. What is this? Get out. Master, look at me, Master. What happened to Erica? She was so cool going detective's authority. What is this? What a fall from grace. What's happened to you? When he escaped to the courtyard through the window, Battler really did use the rain gutter to crawl down the wall, just like Erica said. Cool, again, cool. That doesn't change anything though. I mean, I believe you, cause yeah, I agree. There's no way you can just jump from the third floor and whatever. I even said that during the part that there's no way Battler actually jumped out. There's no Kinto did either. But at the same time, that doesn't change Erica's stance. She needs to prove that Kinto didn't do that. His hand slipped halfway and he fell from a considerable height, but he managed to land on his feet without injuring himself. Cool. Alright. No one witnessed this, but most likely everyone except Erica currently in the dining hall had realized that something like this had happened. No one had believed that he jumped down from the third floor window in the first place. I didn't believe it either. I mean, I didn't believe it. I'm pretty sure I was very audible during the actual part that it happened, that something must have happened. There's no way Battler actually jumped out. There's no way Kinto did as well. There's no way. Something definitely must have happened. But all he did was prove that it was possible, and that was the main point, right? Even if they hadn't witnessed it directly. So they had no clue what Eric was complaining about and observing over all of a sudden. And started to whisper, glancing at her with cold eyes and dubious faces. Man, Erica, you fell off. My blue truth is valid. Yo, this is pathetic, yo. Facing someone that might have been somewhere beyond the ceiling, Erica spread her arms and yelled. What do you think, Burn? Then, as if in answer, a massive lightning bolt landed very close by. It was an incredible sound. They could even feel the earth shake. At the same time as that sound, Erica went limp, falling into her seat like a puppet who just had all its strings cut. Then, as the sound of wind and rain gradually filled the room once again, Erica slowly opened her eyes as though recovering from a bout of dizziness. Then, she continued eating in silence as though nothing had happened. Burncastle just did a hardwire fix. She's like, alright, 1 second, let's Lambda, pause the game. I just gotta fix the hardwire. She's malfunctioning a bit. My girl Erica. Zeke, Zeke. Alright, we're good. Send her back in. She's like an android. As if she had been acting normally the whole time. Didn't Erica just stand up suddenly and rant at someone? Erica continued eating quietly, her behavior so perfectly normal that everyone started to doubt themselves. After seeing her behaving so calmly, everyone convinced themselves that they were totally worn out, and that they must have just hallucinated Erica suddenly yelling. So Erica's sudden transfiguration of a few seconds ago was treated as a daydream, and faded out of everyone's memory. Erica quietly poked at her salad and muttered in a voice no one could hear. No, not this again! Wait. No, not this again, man. We're back to this chopstick conversation again. Alright, Erica, you're back. You're back to your old self. Alright. Well, Avion, what do you think? A deduction like this becomes trivial for further Erica. Chopsticks. Oh, wait. That's the end of the chapter. Are you serious? Seriously? I could have finished this chapter last part. I didn't know there was so little left. Alright, it's almost 12 p.m. 12:30 p.m. Closet. Oh, Nazi in the closet. Right, she's supposed to enter the closet at this time. Around this time. Cause the culprit told Nazi to hide in the closet around 1 p.m. Right? Wasn't I believe that was around that time in the phone call. I remember now. Battle-san returned to the guest house at 3 a.m. Then the rest of you split up about 30 minutes later. Is that correct? We decided to take a short rest before starting up again. To smoke out the murder of the first Twilight, Erica closely questioned everyone involved to check their alibis and evidence. To confirm these, she went around the mansion with them, and when needed, took several trips out to the guest house through all the rain. Wow, okay. That's incredible. That's a lot of trips and walking. Her vitality was admirable. Though she was an uninvited guest, everyone had long since stopped feeling anything strange about the way she imitated a detective. Detective's authority! Alright. So you're telling me Erica stopped being pathetic? You're telling me Erica stopped being pathetic now? Alright, back to her detective ways. No more. Master! Accept me! See, I'm your double! I'm Fruit Erica! Yeah, Gob took them.
ええ、異界と人間界の狭間の私の暗黒にしまってあるわ。あの探偵気取りに見つけられることはあるまいな。
Would be detective. Also, I'll get to you later. Also ran.
当然よ。
Damn, that was a great roast from Zemnis.
人間には絶対不可能だわ。確認する？念のためな。そしてわらわたちも今後のベルンカステル教の狙いを今一度読み直す必要があろう。
敵を知れば百戦も危うからずですな。
真に知れば百戦も戦わずに勝てるわ。
いやいや、まったく。
Gob opened up a large pitch black hole in the sky and had it swallow all of them up. She invited Beato and Ronovit to the gap between between worlds where she had hidden the corpses. That place was nowhere in this world, and existed at no time of this world. Okay. In other words, it truly and literally was a place not of this world. In this place, questions such as "Where is this?" and "What time is it?" had no something. I accidentally skipped that. Sorry. Had no importance, I guess, something like that. We get what they mean. Every single place led to here, but no place could be reached from here. Alright. Furthermore, all times connected to this place, but no time can be passed to from here. Wait, what? All times connected to this place, but no time can be passed to from here. Passed to from here. Okay. In short, this place was just what they said it was, the underside of the chessboard. No, perhaps it would be most appropriate to call this the captured pile, where pieces that have left the game go. But pieces that have left the game can come back though, right? You can bring the queen back in chess. Are you telling me we're gonna get the return of the queen? Who is the queen in Umineko terms though? If the king is Kenzo, is the queen then Beato maybe? Beato returns. Oh, you get the what is that piece called again? I don't know what the pieces are called in English, but you know the piece that is like on the front row when you send him all the way up, and then the queen revives or whatever, right? Maybe if you send that piece, whatever that piece is, all the way up, the Beato revives, and none shall be left alive. Maybe that's what they mean by the by the uh by the ninth twilight. Except there's only eight there's only 8 columns in chess in a chessboard on a chessboard, right? There's only 8 columns, so the piece can only move what 7 times. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times even. It moves 6 times before the queen revives. I wonder if there's something there. Maybe I'm supposed to make a literal chess chess analogy to try to figure out what the twilights mean, what the riddle means. The witch revives when you send that piece. The tiny piece, that looks like an idiot. Send him all the way up front, and then the witch revives, the queen revives, and then the queen kills everyone. None shall be left alive, except the queen doesn't kill everyone. The queen is the most overpowered piece, but it's not that OP. You can't just kill everyone. Anyway, then deep within this pitch black world, 5 corpses came to view, illuminated by a glow like a faint spotlight. So the 5 corpses, they exclude Cross. You're saying, right? Because it's the four in the guest house, and then the one with Genji. But you tell me Cross is still missing. Okay. The 5 pitiful corpses with their necks sliced open had been arranged neatly. Their eyelids were shut and their hands jointed. Apparently even Gob had respect for the dead.
おや、今回のゲームの第一の番の犠牲者は5人なのですか？
I don't know. Crossy's gone. We just don't know where he's at, but he's gone.
6人ではなく。おお、お師匠様ではないか。どこへ行っていたやら心配したのだぞ。ゲームはもう第一の番を迎えて、ご覧の通り最初の犠牲者が出ておるわ。さあ、いよいよだ。ワクワクしてきたぞ。
Waku waku. Man, after Anya from Spy Family, the, the noise waku waku. It's got me now.
そうですか。
Waku waku.
ここのあなたは元気そうですね。
Unlike the version of you that's in the other meta world, yeah, she's not in high spirits at all.
何よりです。ん？わらわは元気と魅惑のボディ。あと気立ての良さくらいしか取り柄がないぞ。
Yeah, I guess I mean, you're not wrong. You do have nothing left currently, unfortunately. For some reason, Virgilia praised Beata for her high spirits. Though Beata was taken aback at such granny-like words coming out of Virgilia's mouth all of a sudden, she answered while bumping a fist against her chest. Virgilia, by the way, if you heard that noise, that was me bumping my fist against my chest. I don't know why I did that, acting like I'm Beata all of a sudden. Virgilia had been absent often during this game. She might even have... What? I got a message. What the hell is this? As I read the message... Oh, he's gonna take a run. I got an email. It's fine. I'll check it out later. She might even have been away from her seat when Battler solved the epitaph and during the uproar that followed. Apparently she had been absent for so many critical points that she didn't have a very good grasp of what had happened so far in this game.
今のところ出ている死体は5人。見ての通り、首をすっぱりよ。
That's George. George, Jessica, Maria, Rosa, Genji. Something sharp had sliced open all 5 of their necks. Those gaping wounds opened wider than their mouths. And made it feel as though they would no longer need their mouths to breathe.
なるほど。ジョージ、ジェシカ、マリア、ローザ、ゲンジの死体は誰が見ても一目で死亡が確認できるというわけですね。
More red truths that I gotta write down after this. So wait, you could confirm that at a glance that they are dead. So you're telling me that when they enter the guest house, they could confirm that they're dead from a glance. When Battler saw their corpses at a glance, he immediately confirmed that they were dead, you're telling me. So there's no, well, no, not necessarily. I was gonna say there's no possibility that the corpses, that they fake being dead, but that's not necessarily true. They could have gotten fake corpses to act as though they're dead when they're not actually dead. We need not just a confirmation that you could see, we need not just a confirmation that you could see from a glance that they're dead. We also need a confirmation that the corpses are their corpses. That George's corpse is truly George Ushiyama's corpse. We need that confirmation as well, or else that theory is still up in the air.
赤か。まあ、お師匠様にケチっても始まらぬ。そうとも、死んだふりなど絶対にありえぬ。誰もが一目で死亡を確認できる死体であるわ。
Right, that is an impossibility, but it's still possible that they're fake corpses, and I want that to be denied as well. I want the fact that it could be fake corpses to be denied as well, and then we're good. Oh, then we're not good. Then we're gonna have to see as something else on how they died. But anyway.
なぜリーヤは赤を？
さて、しかし常にお嬢様のことを思われている方です。お嬢様に利する何らかのお考えがあってのことでしょう。
But they had hidden the corpses here so that no one could use the red. Despite that, however, Ronoville was right. Virgilia always thought of Beatrice first. The way that these corpses, which Gop had gone to all the trouble of erasing, had now been confirmed with the red, made a slightly displeased expression rise to Gop's face. However, in the end she remembered that she was only a guest and shrugged.
なぜガープに死体を隠させたのですか？今回のわらわのゲームはすでに碑文が解かれているため普段とは変わっておる。今は夏日に仕え、夏日を守ることを目的にしているのだ。彼らの死体を隠蔽することがどう夏日を守るのです？向こうの手は大体読めてるの。多分これは夏日を追い詰めるための罠。おそらく第一の番のアリバイを突き詰めていくと、夏日以外の全員にアリバイが現れるのよ。
夏日様は昨べは最初に親族会議を抜けられ、その後はお部屋で一人でお休みでした。お気の毒なことに朝までアリバイが全くありません。
金蔵の存在はすでに否定不能とした。しかし一つだけそれを打ち破る手が敵に残されている。なるほど、夏日を追い詰め金蔵は存在しないと自白させるわけですね。敵の狙いはおそらくそんなあたり。親族会議をめぐる駒たちの動きからわらわたちはいち早く夏日の孤立を察知し、その罠に気づき、こうして手を打ったのだ。死体が消える。全員にアリバイがある。分配者は存在しない。魔女の存在を主張しつつ、同時に死亡説自体にも疑問を投じることで、夏日をギリギリ容疑者から逃すことができるのだ。
つまり夏日様は第一の番の犠牲者、実は死んだふりだったと主張することが可能ということですね。
いとこ部屋で大勢がその死を確実に確認しているにもかかわらずですか？
They can start to doubt themselves. Even if you said it in red, they can start to doubt themselves if whether they actually saw that people or not.
確認など赤き真実に到底及ばぬ。彼らがいくら確かな死亡を見たと主張しようとも、人間界に赤き真実は存在しない。
Exactly. The red truth only exists for us. So even if you know that they saw the corpses, in their world, they don't know that such a red truth exists, so they can start to doubt themselves.
死体が存在しない以上、夏日は彼らのその言い分を見間違い、トリック、もしくは彼らが全員嘘をついているなどで、いくらでも延々と言い逃れが可能なのだ。
赤き真実なき人間界においては、パーペチュアルチェックは最も有効な一手。
延々と相手を否定し合っての水かけ論、千日手。美しくないわ。
ですが、
When have you guys ever done pretty things?
しかし美しさとは勝利の先に望むもの。勝利を得ぬ者が欲すれば毒にしかなりませんよ。
勝てば官軍というでな。 私にとっては美しくなくても航海者の魔女たちはそれを退屈しないと呼んで好むのかしらね。
Burn Lambda.
なるほど。今回のゲームの流れを把握しました。随分といやらしいものになりそうですね。百も承知よ。
You think?
そして私たちはすでに夏日がこれからさらなる罠に誘い込まれるだろうことを知っている。
I mean, yeah, the culprit's having her hiding in a closet at 1 p.m. That just sounds like a trap.
罠？ラムダデルタ教が生み出す19年前の男を名乗る何者かがすでに夏日を脅迫している。
I bet Cross is already dead, you know. I bet he is. I bet the culprit at this point has already killed Cross.
もうじきの午後1時にとある客室のクローゼットの中に入り息を潜めよと命じているのだ。クラウスを人質に取られ夏日は逆らえる。
Yeah, so I was right about it being 1 p.m. And Cross was taken as a hostage. But I think he's dead. I think to follow through the first Twilight, I think Cross is already dead. But the culprit cleverly, you know, used them as a bargaining chip. As in, the culprit made Nazi listen to Cross as he was still alive. Then Nazi had to listen to the culprit's demands, and then after that, I bet the culprit just killed Cross because the culprit didn't need Cross at that point anymore. Alright, Cross had done his job. The culprit just kills Cross, and then boom. Like, why would they need to keep Cross alive? That's a keeping Cross alive is it's a danger. It's a risk from the culprit's side, right? Especially because Cross might have seen the culprit's face. So I would say the culprit probably killed Cross to continue doing killings and other stuff. If they had left Cross wherever they had taken Cross, then there is a chance that someone else could have found Cross, saved them, and then they could have figured out who the culprit is, and that would have been bad for the culprit. And we know this culprit isn't the same as every other culprit so far. So I do think that the culprits just straight up killed Cross, because they seem to care. And the culprit seems to care about luring Nazi into traps and trying to set this up as if it's Nazi that's the culprit, even though I am fairly certain it's not Nazi at this point. Not just of this episode. I'm starting to think that Nazi is not the culprit for this episode, but also not the culprit for any of the episodes up until now.
なるほど。必要ですね。かばいきれますか？無論よ。何しろ夏日は犯人ではないのだからな。いくら犯人扱いしようとも、真実も幻想も我らに味方する。負ける道理などないわ。
Hey, don't forget to thank me, Beto. I saved you. I helped you out. You could have been in trouble. You would have been in trouble. I mean, even I should have been in trouble, to be fair. Delano had no reason to lose against me, to be fair. Nazi threw her cup of black tea to the ground in protest to show the anger that flowed throughout her entire body. What? Why, Nazi?
それはどういう意味ですか？私が疑わしいというのですか？
先に抜けられて自室に戻り、朝まで部屋を出なかったというお話は賜りました。しかし、それを証明していただかないとアリバイにはならないと申し上げてるのです。
証明？どうやって？
どうやってでも結構です。客観的にあなたには犯行が不可能だったと証明してもらえれば結構なのです。他の皆さんは協力してくださっています。夏日さんもそう邪険にされず、どうかアリバイとその証拠を示してもらいたいと思いまして。
そうよ。夏日姉さんには丸一晩の空白時間があるのよ。先に休むと言って会議を抜け、ゲストハウスへ行き、 ジョージたちを襲ったかもしれない。
Now, Eva, you tell me, why do you think she went to the guest house to kill George? But not just George, Rose and Maria, but not just them. Most importantly, you're telling me she went to the guest house and killed her own daughter. Please, Eva, explain that. She went to the guest house and killed her own daughter. That is great. Just fantastic.
バカなことを言わないでください。どうして私がジョージ君を
Exactly!
自分の娘を殺さなくてはならないというのですか。
Exactly, Nazi, good job. Great argument. Why would you kill your own daughter? Explain that. Why kill her own daughter? Unless you're saying that her daughter is the only one that she used as a fake corpse. Ah, her daughter's a fake corpse. Jessica's alive all along. Uh-huh. Yeah, she'd kill her own daughter. Great.
落ち着いて。私たちは等しく疑われてるわ。悲しいけど、潔白の証明は各々がしなくてはならない。
ああ、俺たちだって疑いを晴らそうと必死に昨夜のアリバイ立証に頭を悩ませてるんだぜ。
夏さんかて疑われて面白いはずもあらへん。悔しいと思うなら自分の潔白を証明する何かを探すのが先決とちゃうか。
The relatives spoke as though they were all under equal suspicion. But the mood about the place didn't feel so peaceful. Oh yeah, no, them saying that they're all under equal suspicion is cap. It's a lie. It's they're capping so hard. Erika's still in the middle of confirming everything. But other than Nazi, he was unwilling to prove her alibi. Everyone else had an alibi which was reasonably credible. I don't know about unwilling to prove her alibi, she just can't, really. Only Nazi, who claimed that just being suspected was an insult, was uncooperative with Erika, and her position began to grow more and more perilous. This parlor was no longer a place of comfort for Nazi, and the sound of the cup smashing had made that decisive.
バカバカしいことです。
Baka bakashi!
どうして娘を失った私が疑われるのですか。私が昨夜一人で先に休んだからと犯人と決めつけようとする悪意。こんな屈辱にはこれ以上耐えられません。へえ、耐えられなきゃどうするの。
Hey, yo, alright, let's not get hostile now. Both of your children died. Eva, your son died. Her daughter died, alright? Like, this is wild.
あなたの無実を証明するアリバイを何か示してみせなさいよ。そんなものないくせに。ジョージを返して、この人殺し。
Damn! Alright, bring her Jessica then. Ah.
予算買えば。夏さん、あんたも少し疲れてるんや。もちろんそれはわしらもや。少し楽にせんか。
She's not as tired as you all, because she went to bed early, unlike you all. Just saying. But she does get headaches really often, so.
俺たちは少し気を張りすぎだ。
夏彦さん、どこ行く？
アリバイ探しも犯人探しも実に滑稽です。台風が過ぎ警察が来れば全てが白日の下にさらされるのです。私たちが探偵ごっこをする理由など何もない。違いますか、エリカさん。
一般論的にはそうですね。ですが私にはそれを
Alright, this is the Erica that I like. I don't want no pathetic Erica. I want the Erica that's like, I have the authority. Listen to me. You do as I say. Who gave her that authority? No one asked. Aired. No one asked. No one cares. Yo, this entire thing is a Twitter argument. The family conference is just one big Twitter argument. No one asked. Okay. Am I wrong though? Alright. It was an authority given by words of power from a higher world. So the pieces weren't even allowed to doubt it.
私は退出します。
It's like Eric is Elon Musk in this situation.
警察が来るまで皆さんのくだらない問答にも付き合うつもりはありません。私を疑うならどうぞご自由に。それを疑い晴らすことも私は警察に委ねますので。
It may be a bit late to mention this, but, well no, this happens every time. As usual, the phone couldn't connect to the police. Wow, yeah, it's a bit late to mention this, but we already knew that because guess what? It's what happens every episode. The culprit always disconnects the phone lines. Nazi said the police would come, but that wasn't exactly true. Strictly speaking, the boat to pick them up would come tomorrow, and they would be able to use the radio on that boat to contact the police. Again, tomorrow. That's still a while from now. Well, it's not like I'll let everyone live that long anyway. Wait, what? Wait! Well, it's not like I'll let everyone live that long anyway. Who's talking? Which perspective is this? This can't be Battler. Who's talking? Is this Lambda talking? Lambda, is that you?
夏日さん、一人になるのは危険だ。
Wait, did we just get the culprit's POV right there, even though we don't know who the POV is? Who the culprit is? But doesn't that even further prove that it's not Nazi because that was from against Nazi's POV? So now we know for sure that it ain't Nazi. Does that mean that the culprit is someone that's in this room right now? What POV was that? I won't let people live and everyone live that long anyway. Okay, that was weird.
ここにみんなで一緒にいた方が。
Now it is dangerous to be alone because she's gonna go to the guest room and she's gonna hide in a closet until 1 p.m. or whatever because she's been told to do that. So let her go.
いいじゃない。それも立派な証明かもよ。これで夏日姉さんが自室で殺されてたりしたら、それも立派な無実の証明だわ。
That's a crazy thing to say about your sister-in-law. I'm sorry. That's why. I mean, we know they've never been in good terms, but that's wild, bro. That's still your sister-in-law. Wild.
よせよ姉貴。夏日さんも俺たちも少し一服した方がいいだろうな。明日まで体が持たねえぜ。
一服はしても油断はせず。明日どころか今夜も越せないかもしれない。
夏日おばさん、部屋へ帰るならしっかり施錠して、まだも鎧戸を閉めて安全にしててくれ。俺は誰も疑いたくない。そしてそれ以上、もうこれ以上誰にも犠牲になってほしくない。
ありがとう、バトラ君。では、私は部屋に戻ります。
Don't worry, Nazi. I still love you as my aunt. Don't worry. I'll defend you one more time, like in the study. if it comes to pass, because I don't think you're the culprit.
ボーダー、あとは任せますよ。お客様にせめてこのような状況でもご不自由におかけしないように。
I know this is a horrible situation, but make sure that the guests at least have everything they need.
はい、奥様、心得ております。
Here we go. Go to teacher time. With everyone watching her, Nazi left the parlor. From their faces, she could tell that they were expecting the classic mystery pattern. That the first person to quarrel and leave the circle would become the next victim. Nazi couldn't disobey because of the threat against Cross, who had been taken as a hostage. I suspect that he's already dead, you know, Nazi. I suspect that it's a lost cause. You do your thing. Don't disobey, but I mean... The culprits already killed Cross, I bet. Very soon, it will be 1 p.m., the time that had been arranged. Time to go hide in the closet. She was to hide for an hour in the closet of a specific guest room. For an hour though? Oh, that's boring. What would you do in there for an hour? Oof. I mean, to be fair, I've been recording for an hour right now, so maybe she could read Umineko. Anyway, it was it was easy. Have I been recording for an hour? Oh yeah, actually, close. I think I'm closing in on an hour now. Okay. It was easy to suspect that this bizarre order was a trap to select her as the next sacrifice. She thought of various ways to resist, but all methods would be useless against the culprit who had a hostage and was observing her from close by. So Nazi could do nothing but obediently follow his orders and then claim that she had been forced to do this for her husband's safety. As the arranged time had drawn near, Nazi had intentionally acted annoyed and smashed the cup on the ground to give her an excuse for slipping out of the parlor. At any rate, no matter how cowardly a trap it may be, I cannot disobey now. I am now the one who carries the burden of the one-winged eagle. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Now that my husband, Cross, has been captured, I must protect it even if I have to crawl through the mud. Of course, I am prepared to do that. I am Ishiyome Nazi. Even if I am not permitted to bear the one-winged eagle in my clothes, Father gave me permission to bear it in my heart. Again, I don't know about that one. That was just your illusions. I don't think your father ever gave you that permission. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. But hey, who knows? Maybe he did. I just think it's an illusion. I think she made it up in her own head, in her own heart. I think dashing away in a rage got me here without raising too much suspicion. So far, everything has gone well. Before my eyes was the doorknob of this specified guest room. However, I wondered about the lock. The servants are under orders to always lock any unused rooms. So maybe the culprit has already unlocked it then? If the culprit is a servant, that makes it even easier for them to unlock it. What will I do if it's locked? I dashed out of the parlor pretending that I was returning to my room. Going back and asking a servant to unlock this guest room would be obviously suspicious. If possible, I'd like to get this eerie hide and seek over with without anyone noticing. In that phone call from the one who claimed to be a man from 19 years ago, he said that I would win if no one found me, but lose if anyone did find me. He said that he'd erase my husband whether I had won or lost. He'd release my husband whether I won or lost. But as a person with a hostage taken against me, I'd rather not lose. I mean, you'd lose either way in the sense that I think by release the culprit just means that they'd kill your husband. So I don't like it at all, but I have to go along with this game. I softly gripped the doorknob and I could feel that it was unlocked. Did Shannon or Kumasawa forget to lock it after cleaning? Shannon? I mean, I did have a theory that Kumasawa could have made the letter. That is one theory that makes it possible for the letter to have been there in the dining hall was if Kumasawa had been known to make it, for example. And if Shannon is the culprit, you know what I mean? They're all working together. Or did that man unlock it in advance? That man it might just be Shannon. It might just be Shannon. Actually, I wonder one thing. Young man, can you guys let me know in the comments whether Kanon's voice actor is female or male? I've never actually been able to confirm it because it's so hard to tell. But I don't know if Kanon's voice actor is female or male. If Kanon's voice actor is female voice actress, then I think that adds a certain element of Alright, anyway, or did that man unlock it in advance? But I will find it very suspicious if Kano's voice actor is female. Or at least extra suspicious. So that man couldn't be waiting for me in this room, could he? And then he'll All that about hide and seek might have been just an excuse. I kept the fact that I was coming here secret, and all the other people think I'm resting in my room. If I were to be killed in this situation, in this room, it might create a new baffling murder case, like an extension of the one which occurred this morning. I don't think you're gonna be killed, Nazi. I think the culprit plans to have you alive for longer because the culprit plans to pin it on you anyway. That's what it seems like the culprit's trying to do. So, I don't think you're gonna be dying here. I highly doubt it, at least. I think you're going to survive until way later on in this game. That's what I think.
そうならばむしろ好都合です。
You don't want to die, Nazi, do you? When you die, your life's over. I mean, it's game over. I think if you can do something to stay alive, you should do that instead. Besides, your daughter's already dead, so even if you die, even if you believe that your husband is still alive, all you've got left is your husband. I would say try to save your own life. That's what Cross is trying to do. Cross is trying to save your own life, your life. So I would say try to survive, Nazi. But hey, if you're accepting death right here, then thankfully I don't think you're going to die. The culprit's not after you.
犯人と直接対決する良い機会ではありませんか。
Nazi had some experience with using a naginata, Japanese polearm, but only from casual lessons. Okay, let's go. So casual lessons, not like Eva and George taking some serious lessons, but you can do some stuff. Okay, Japanese polearm, naginata. Okay. Unlike Eva, she couldn't brag about being able to hold off any single ruffian indefinitely. As she was now, she had no realistic chance of prevailing over a man with malicious intent on her own, and no weapons that could make that possible. Hey, still, naginata! You could do some stuff with that. Maybe. I don't know anything about Japanese polearm, but maybe. I don't know. Of course, if the culprit has a gun, then yeah, it's done out. I don't think the culprit's here, though. Well, the culprit could be here, but I don't think he's planning to kill you. Or she. I don't know which gender the culprit is. We don't know who the culprit is. Okay, she readied herself and slowly opened the door. She couldn't afford to stand around in the corridor and risk being seen by someone. The atmosphere inside the guest room was ice cold, and she could sense no trace of a person waiting impatiently for her. All she could hear were the unsettling sounds of the wind and rain. At first, that seemed to be proof that no one existed to threaten her. But before long, it only stirred up the uneasy feeling inside her all the more. The closet was just off to the side of anyone entering the room. Lined up inside it was a set of hangers where guests could hang their coats. This closet, which had nothing hanging in it, was large enough for even an adult to hide in. Okay, big closet. She softly opened the closet. Of course, there was nothing inside. She would have to hide quietly in here for an hour. The room had a wood floor, but something like a carpet had been laid in the closet. Okay. Did the culprit lay that carpet there, or is that Nazi as well? As in, Nazi living here for so many decades, you know, she told the servants to put a carpet there. Lay a carpet there. It seemed that sitting down wouldn't be a problem. Oh, that's nice. At least you don't have to stand for a whole hour. She had been sure that someone would be waiting for her in this room, or that a strange letter would be lying in the closet. She had even imagined the worst, that her husband's corpse might be inside. Alright, so I'm thinking now. Okay. However, none of these things she imagined turned out to be true. All that was here was a cold guest room, and a lifeless closet which silently urged her to go inside. I'm wondering, Nazi, how will Nazi know when an hour has passed? Will she get a knock on the door or something? The cop is like, alright, an hour has passed, you can get out? Or does she have a wristwatch with her? Does she have like a clock with her that, you know, she can tell it's been an hour? Or is she just gonna go based on an estimate? Alright, it's been about an hour, I can get out now. How does she know that it's been about an hour? Obviously, smartphones didn't exist at the time. This is 1986, so it's not like me today. I currently have a smartphone with me, and it tells me what the time is at all times. So basically, I know that it's been over an hour since I started recording this. So if I was Nazi at this point, I would know. Okay, it's been an hour. I can get out. But that's because I have a smartphone. The technology has advanced to the point where we all carry a clock and a bunch of other useful information in just a tiny little device. But in Nazi's case, this is 1986. This is almost 40 years ago now. Not quite 40, 36, 37 actually. 36. This is October 1986. 36 years ago. It's 2023, by the way. I should say that. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. It's 2023. I'm recording this in 2023. You're watching this in 2023. Or maybe, well, it's coming out in 2023. That doesn't mean you're watching this in 2023. You could be watching this years in the future. But it's 2023 as I record this. So, Happy New Year. I should have said that at the start of the video. But yeah, I mean, that's because I'm not recording this on the first day of 2023. It's been a couple days since 2023 started, so it's already been 3 days, 4 days since 2023. So yeah, Nazi, no, yeah, she doesn't have a smartphone because it's 1986, like I was saying. So it's almost 40 years ago. So how would she know what time is it? Is there a clock in the room? Can she get out the closet to peek at the clock in the room to check? Okay, it's still not been an hour yet. Alright, back inside. It's only been 47 minutes. Get back inside.
この中に1時間隠れていろというのですね。バカにした話です。
Nazi shrugged, turned around, then locked and chained the guest room door. Okay. She locked it as well, okay.
これでこの部屋には誰も入れないではありませんか。
Is that what the culprit told you to do as well?
つまり1時間の間誰にも私を見つけることはできない。
That also means you have no alibi for the next hour. I hope you know that, Nazi. You have no alibi for the next hour.
私の勝ちです。バカバカしいかくれんぼですね。
This would certainly result in a total victory in the hide and seek game against that mystery man. However, it was such an easy victory, it made her feel uneasy. This is normally against the rules of hide and seek. Even if I win, wouldn't this displease the culprit? And everyone thinks I'm in my room right now. If they find a room with a chain set, that will be an impossible locked room to them. Erika was dashing around the mansion to confirm everyone's alibi. If she notices that the chain is set on this room, there will probably be an uproar which will end in them cutting the chain and searching the room. If that happens, I'll be found hiding in the closet right away, and that will be extremely suspicious. It would be easy for me to honestly confess why I was hiding. But that man insisted that I'd not reveal that. If I tell them, I might be endangering my husband. Who's already dead, by the way. Your husband is dead. Thinking of it that way, setting the chain, no. Even locking the door might be a bad idea. That's right. This room was unlocked when I came here. If it were to suddenly become locked, it's conceivable that it might catch someone's attention. It's better if I don't do anything unnecessary. That man only told me to hide. So you unlocked the chain and the door?
言いなりになるしかないのですね。
That's crazy. I hate doing it, but I can't disobey. I undid both of those two precious locks. Went to the dimly lit closet filled with the smell of old wood, and managed to close the door from the inside. Pitch black. It reminded me of when I was young, when I used to hide somewhere and then surprise my mother. But that peaceful recollection wasn't enough to kill off my anxiety. It really is pitch black. From in here, I won't even be able to check my watch to see if an hour has passed. So she does have a watch with her. Okay, I was gonna say, how does she know it's been an hour? That's okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'll probably need to open the door a crack every once in a while to let in enough light from my watch. For now, I sat down and folded my legs. I thought about holding my knees to my chest, but it hurt my back when I tried. Oh, I'm not as young as I used to be. No, you're reaching your 50s now, aren't you? I guess not. Even though I even though I and what? Even though I and the rest of my class were made to sit on the floor clasping our knees in every PE class as grade schoolers. Grade schoolers? That was 40 years ago. 30 years ago. That was a long time ago. I now have to struggle just to sit down. How old is Natsu at this point? I would reckon she's in her mid 40s at least, if not 50. Because Cross has to be at least 50 something years old. Has to be. Because think about how old Jessica is, and think about the fact that Natsu was trying to get pregnant for years before Jessica was even born. Jessica's 18 years old. Let's think. If she gave birth to Jessica, let's say when she was 28, she'll be what, 46 years old right now? Right? So, I mean, and then remember the fact that she had been trying for years. So, let's say she married Cross when she was 23. I guess that's plausible that she's 46 now. But then Cross would be around 50. And we know, let's say for example, and we know Eva's 3 years older than Nazi, so Eva would then be 49 years. Wait, I said 46 years old, yeah. So then Eva would be 49 years old. And since Cross is older than Eva, obviously, because Cross is the eldest sibling, he has to be at least 50. So my guess is Cross has to, and this is, if we're going based on Nazi marrying when she was 23, as young as 23, which by the way, that is around George's current age, right? George is currently 23 years old. If you go around, that's when Nazi got married. That would mean that mathematically, I mean, not. I mean, again, I've seen she struggled to get pregnant for years. I said 5 years, 23 to 28. But let's say that I still think mathematically, Cross would then need to be at least 50 years old, at least 50 by now, and not herself would have to be near 50, be near her 50s too. And yeah, boy, Kinzo died when he was should have been dead by the time he was mid 80s, right? It's 1986. He died in 1985 or something before the previous conference. So let's say he was born in 1900 on the dot. He would have died when he was 85 years old. Would that match up with Cross being 50 something? It would. It would match up because then Kinzo would have to be in his mid 30s when he gave birth to Cross. It matches up. The timeline matches up if Kinzo's born exactly at 1900. Then there lies the question of when he found his mistress Beato, where she came from, and all that. But again, we won't get over that. We won't go over that discussion right now. Anyway, but we're just quickly theorizing on everyone's ages because we haven't gotten confirmed any of the adults' ages. All we know is that the cousins are 18, 9, and 23 respectively, and we can assume Rosa is in her mid to late 30s. I think that's not a bad assumption to make. Mid 30s. And Cross is at least 50. I think that's not a bad assumption to make. I don't think Rosa's 40 years old yet. That's right. That's my Rosa. She's still young. She still got it, alright? It's a joke. It's a joke, y'all. Let's continue. Alright. Just sitting down here for an hour will probably hurt a lot. I can't believe he expected me to sit in the darkness for a full hour, listening only to the wind and the rain. Ironically, Nazi had made Jessica do the exact same thing in the past. Wow! Uh-huh. She had done it to scold Jessica's persistent bad habits and teach her a lesson when she was a little girl. She had thought that making Jessica stay put in the darkness would sprout a desire to reflect on her mistakes, and that this way she would understand what she had done wrong. Yeah, and now she's dead, so what's up now? To Nazi, it almost felt like she was being made to do the same thing. I mean, you did kill that child, whether it's the mystery man or not. You did kill that child 19 years ago. That is very morally. What am I? I can't speak. That is very morally questionable. Much more questionable than Jessica's bad habits. Let's be honest here. Although I still want an explanation for why Jessica's carrying around pocket knuckles, brass knuckles at all times. That is sus. Hey, Nazi, do you know anything about that? Is that part of her punishment? What's up? If that was the true purpose of this hide and seek,
甘えた考えです。
this must be my naivety, the hope that if his goal is to make me repent, nothing will happen here during this hour. Uncertainty and fear of that man's shadow are not what I need right now. Will someone suddenly come to this room, open this closet, and do something horrible to me now that I've come here in total secrecy as promised? That's what I should be worrying about. The culprit, or one of his accomplices, is very close by. If they weren't, they wouldn't be able to observe me so thoroughly. I don't want to think it, but it's highly likely that the culprit bought off one of the servants. The culprit was able to hide an eerie card with autumn written on it in my room. My personal room is always locked. That trick wouldn't have been possible without a key. Instead of believing that they obtained the key when the servants weren't looking, it's much more realistic to assume that one of the servants lent the culprit a hand. I agree.
しかし、どうして私の好きな季節が秋だと。気持ちが悪い。
Have you ever told anyone that autumn is your favorite season? Have you told Cross? Have you told anyone else? Because remember that Cross, if you've told Cross that autumn is your favorite season, then Cross could have told the culprit. After all, Cross got kidnapped. You remember that, didn't you? You got held hostage. She even heard him through the phone. So Cross could have been the one. But then the question comes up of when would they have had the time to put that card there? Yeah, that's impossible. Because then they wouldn't have had the time to put that card there. Because that happened before Cross got kidnapped. Unless they asked Cross about it beforehand, then that's a different matter. I mean, the question still lingers of whether you actually told Cross or not. Does Cross even know? That dead man. The thought that this mystery man might be peeking into my heart sent goosebumps running across my whole body. It's true that I like autumn, but I've never said that out loud. I don't think anyone's ever asked me either. I could even ask my husband what my favorite season is, and he will probably be stuck for an answer. Okay, so Cross doesn't even know. Okay. Are you sure you've never told anyone that autumn is your favorite season? Are you 100% sure? Because at the end of the day, the culprit could have also just taken a 1 in 4 chance and gotten lucky. Culprit could have just been like, let me guess. She dresses like a... Look at the way she dresses. She's pretty emo. Autumn's probably her favorite season. Let's go. There's a lot of rain. Let's go. It's October, so it's currently autumn, so Nazi's probably loving this right now. I mean, not her current situation, but the weather and stuff. It's raining and windy, typhoon, it's great, it's autumn. It's my favorite season. No. There was one time I told it to a single person. Who? That's right. If it was Shannon or Connor or something, got him. Ah! Let's go! Yes! Guys, that's a sup! That's a sup! You told it to Shannon? You tell it to the culprit? That's it! She's the culprit! Dude, there's no way! You told Shannon! I was even going like... Yo, I swear, If you had told either Shannon or Connor or something, you know I'm gonna pin you for an answer. That's it. That's it. Keep confirming it to me. Keep confirming it to me. Shannon's the culprit. Keep confirming it. Keep going. That's right. Ah, feels good, man. I think we may be on the money. We may be on the money. Shannon's the culprit. Okay. Shannon's the culprit. But Shannon's the culprit. I'm loving this. Thank you for that. But if Shannon is the culprit, how? I guess it mustn't have been her. Because how did she put the letter there? How did she put the letter in front of the door to the dining hall? It couldn't have been her because she confirmed it in red that it wasn't any of them at midnight. Intentionally, unintentionally, directly, indirectly, and coincidentally. It couldn't have been Shannon. So, Shannon could not have interacted with the letter, meaning that someone other than Shannon must have done it. My theory is that it's Kumasawa. But if Shannon had told Kumasawa to do that, and Shannon is the culprit, then or she could have told Gora or whoever else, Nanjo. Let's say Nanjo's involved as well. If she had done that, then she would have indirectly placed the letter there, right? Indirectly and yeah, intentionally placed the letter there. So it couldn't have been Shannon, is what I'm trying to say. Someone other than Shannon must have put the letter there. And I'm thinking it must have been one of the people outside the guest house at midnight, and the most highly likely culprits would then have to be either, well, Kinzo is a possibility now, I guess, but we know it's not Kinzo. It must have been Gora. It must have been either Gora or Kumasawa or Nanjo. Because Erika's not she's not the culprit, she's a detective, and it's not Battler. Wait a minute! George, Jessica, Maria, and Rosa, they also exist as people outside the mansion at midnight. Because we don't know the time frame in which they died. One of them could have put that letter there as well, before dying. Oh. That twists things around. Let's say it was Maria. Maria and Shannon. Maria made that letter, put it there, and then Shannon killed Maria. But no, because that would count as coincidentally putting it there, wouldn't it? If it just happened to be, that would count that, because the red really does disconfirm, if that's a thing. It really does deny Shannon being the one to put the letter there. Alright, it's fine. We'll leave the whole letter stuff for now. We'll theorize later, but okay, let's keep reading. Shannon. So you told Shannon, who just so happens to be the culprit, by the way. I'm feeling pretty good about my Shannon theory now. I made this theory once episode 4 was over. I'm starting to feel really good about it. I'm starting to feel really good about the Shannon is the culprit theory. Alright? Now I don't know what's going on with Kanon, but Kanon's probably involved too. I'm starting to feel really good about it. Feel really, really good. Alright, anyway. Shannon, you sneaky. She's such a kind girl. Why would she do it? Why would she kill people? She's so kind. Look at her. Maybe it's an act. It's an act. It's gotta be an act. She's an actress. Maybe she's a great actress. Why would she kill people? Shannon, look at me. I'm looking at you. You better look at me. Why? Why are you killing people? If it's gotta be you. But why are you killing people? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand her motivations. Without love, it cannot be seen. Are you doing it for love? I mean, Battler's the one. Do you love Battler? But that doesn't make sense. If Shannon loves Battler, why would she go around killing his family? Right? Let's say she's doing it for love. It has to, because that's the whole theme of this visual novel, right? She's doing it for love, right? Because she's not doing it for any reason to gain anything from it herself. She's doing it because she loves Battler? How is this gonna help Battler in any way? Without love, it cannot be seen. I don't understand fully. But Shannon, I don't get it. I don't get your motivation still. Alright. Anyway. On an autumn day long ago, I happened to be in a good mood. And I mentioned that autumn was my favorite of the 4 seasons. Next question then. So Shannon knows that autumn is your favorite season. So Shannon's the culprit. How does Shannon know about the baby from 19 years ago? Because Shannon shouldn't have been alive 19 years ago. She wasn't born. Unless she's lying about her age. She's supposed to be 16 years old. 19 years ago, she wasn't even born. She shouldn't have even been a thing. Her mother shouldn't have even been pregnant to begin with. So, unless she's Ace from One Piece. No, but even then, Rouge only had Ace pregnant for about a year and a half or 2 years. That's the whole 3 whole years to be holding someone pregnant, and she died as a result of it, which would explain why she's an orphan. But I mean, come on, let's not explain One Piece logic with real world logic. I'm assuming Umineko works at least somewhat with real world logic, right? One Piece logic doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that you hold someone pregnant for 2 years. Oh, I'm gonna hold my baby in there because my baby's been hunted by the world government, so I'm gonna, make sure that they don't suspect me and this baby of being the son of the Pirate King. How about that? And then I die as give birth to him. Nah. How is this possible? I mean, to be fair, it was never said in red that she is 16 years old. There is a chance that it's a lie and she's older than that. But even then, look at her. Does she really look like someone who'd be much, much older than 16? Not really. Looking at her, she doesn't look like she could be any older than, I would say, even 20, to be honest. I mean, she does not look older than me, and I'm 20. So, I've already told you guys in the Umineko video, because I had you guys try to guess how old I am, and someone guessed correctly. I'm 20. She doesn't look like she'd be older than me. So I'm thinking, if it happened 19 years ago, right? 19 years ago, both me and her were babies. If she was alive, we're both babies. Or if she's older than me even, she must have been a kid. She must have been like 4 years old at most or something. There's no way she's that old enough to know about it. So someone must have told her. And who would have been alive 19 years ago to tell her? Who was the one that wrote the letter? That's right, Kumasawa. But then, Kumasawa likes to gossip. How did Kumasawa know about the baby? Was Kumasawa the servant that quote-unquote threw the baby off the cliff? I mean, was a servant that threw the baby off the cliff? I did suspect that it's Nazi, so much so that I almost confirmed it to myself that it was Natsu that threw the baby off the cliff. But I guess there is a chance that it was a servant, and Natsu was just aware of it, even if she wasn't the one that threw the baby off the cliff. But then, which servant was the one that did that? It was never told to us which servant was the one that quote-unquote threw the baby off the cliff. If that said servant was Kumasawa from 19 years ago, Kumasawa would have been alive then, of course, because she's an old lady now. Then Kumasawa would have thrown the baby off the cliff. Kumasawa would have been aware. Kumasawa helped Nazi with the murdering of that baby. Then Kumasawa went on to tell Beatrice, also known as Shannon. That's one way that he could work. That is one way that could work, because Shannon should not have been alive at the time. And then she loves Battler, right? That I still don't get. I don't get how and why Shannon loves Battler. I don't really get how that works. Especially because she's supposed to be George's fiance or whatever, right? George gave her the ring and everything. Was that fake love? Does Shannon not really love George? I mean, she must have killed George, right? Because George is alive. His throat has been slit open. You can question whether that was done by Shannon or not, though, but... Let's keep reading for now. On an autumn day long ago, I happened to be in a good mood, and I mentioned that autumn was my favorite season of the 4 seasons. Was my favorite of the 4 seasons. I can't believe it. Then the culprit, or one of their accomplices, has to be Shannon. Let's go. Alright, well, but now I'm kind of scared though, because it's episode 5 and the visual novel is already telling me who the culprit is. It feels too early. It feels like it's too early. It feels like I shouldn't know about this just yet. But it's been revealed to me. so early that she's at least an accomplice, and that's weird. Yes, I did suspect it post episode 4, but revealing who the culprit is feels like something that you do in episode 7, right around the end. Why would you reveal it already now? We're just barely halfway through the visual novel. Okay, let's keep reading.
私が秋を好きだというのはシャノンしか知り得ないこと。
Maybe. How about this, Nazi? Maybe Shannon told other people, and Shannon is innocent. Shannon might have told someone else that you like Autumn, and that's how that person knows. Maybe. We might be both you and I could be just jumping to conclusions here to claim that Shannon is the culprit. But even then, wouldn't it be a little bit of a breach of privacy to tell other people what your favorite season is? I guess not really, from the mindset of someone else. I mean, for me, your favorite season, knowing what it is not really a breach of privacy, right? But at the same time, I guess it's not my thing to tell. It's not my place to tell other people what your favorite season is. So, I don't know if Shannon shares in that ideology though, that opinion.
ならこれはシャノンが関わっているという明白な証拠ではありませんか。
Okay.
それをあの秋というカードが証明しています。
It's not guaranteed proof now that I think about it, but
ということ。10年にもわたり当家の世話になりながら。
I trembled and shook with rage. Didn't Kinzo once say that the emotion of anger is the fastest sedative to cure fear and uncertainty? It's easy to tell the most fearful humans from within a crowd. They're always the first to get angry. I remember him telling me that. So I realized that this anger was a sign that I was actually frightened, and I tried my best to remain calm. However, this is a fascinating clue that I can use to turn things around. I'm impressed that you remembered that memory of telling Shannon what your favorite season is. But I guess during this dire situation, I guess it is helpful. Shannon may not be reliable as a servant, but if she's the accomplice, if she's the accomplice used by that mystery man, this might actually be convenient. She's a timid girl. If I threaten her, she'll probably spill the name of the mastermind in an instant. I'll tell the police about this in secret. I'm certain it will be a big clue that will help in us arresting the culprit.
あのカードで私を驚かし、うまく手綱を取れたつもりだったのでしょうが、むしろ墓穴を掘ったようですね。
Oh, in red! I never told anyone except Shannon that I like Autumn. In red! Okay. But Shannon could have told others, so... Okay. So then I'm thinking, okay, you told Shannon that you like Autumn. Alright, let me think about this for a second here. I'm trying to flip the chessboard. If I was Shannon right now, if I'm the culprit, if I'm Shannon right now, right? I'm the culprit, I'm Shannon. I'll leave that card there for Nazi. Nazi reads it and sees that it's Autumn. If I'm Shannon right now, I feel like I would know that eventually Nazi would figure out that the only person that would know that her favorite season is Autumn is me, Shannon. Right? Right? Because I'm the only person she's told this. Now, if I was Shannon, I could also think about it like this. Well, maybe she's told other people that her favorite season is Autumn, and I'm not the only person to know. Therefore, I'm not at high in the suspicion list. But then why would I put that card there to begin with? Isn't the entire point of putting the Autumn card there to begin with to spook her into feeling like, oh no, they know what my favorite season is. It's supposed to be a hidden thing. They're not supposed to know. Nah, that's weird. What is Shannon thinking about here? I feel like this is all going according to Shannon's plan as well. I feel like Shannon knew that Natsu would make this realization, that she's the only person that... I feel like Shannon is the culprit, and she knew that Natsu would eventually realize that Shannon is the culprit, or that she's an accomplice, and that Shannon is the one that put the card there. And that's why she sent her here in this closet for an hour, to make her get that, to have her understand that realization. And because she has no alibi, not only for back then, but right now, because she's been hiding in this closet for an hour, because she has no alibi, everyone's going to be focused onto her and not onto Shannon. So Shannon's made this perfect escape to where she doesn't look like the culprit. Even better if not in front of everyone goes, it's Shannon. Shannon's the one that told me that her favorite scene is autumn. Even better, that will help the relatives defend Shannon even more and trust Shannon even more that she isn't the culprit. If who they think is the culprit is claiming that Shannon is the culprit, that helps Shannon confirm herself that she isn't that culprit and she isn't an alibi, an accomplice. This is really good. I guess that might be Shannon's plan, and that's what I get from flipping the chessboard. So I don't know if I'm right or not, but it makes sense if I flip the chessboard. This is unshakable proof that she's working with the culprit. Though I thought this time in the closet would crush me with uncertainty and uneasiness, it had actually given me the start of a counterattack. I don't know about that one. Be careful. If I hadn't been given this time in the darkness, I probably wouldn't have noticed this. That's what I mean. I feel like Shannon did that on purpose. She wanted you to make that realization. I felt almost grateful to the culprit for making up this foolish game. My mood brightened. I feel like you're being dumb here, Nazi. I feel like you need to start learning how to flip the chessboard, I think. I still couldn't guarantee that my husband was safe, but I was determined to take him back and force the culprit to face judgment. I gripped my fist tightly and further strengthened my resolve to avoid losing this fight at any cost. Rattle, rattle! What? At that moment, I heard the sudden sound of someone trying to force a locked door open. And my heart leapt. What? Rattle, rattle. Okay.
なんや開いとったんか。
Hideyoshi! You sly little fox! Hideyoshi! The voice was Hideyoshi's. I heard a quiet voice, as though he was talking to himself, coming from what was probably the hallway. Apparently, he had thought it was locked and tried to unlock it, but it ended up locking the unlocked door instead. Once again, there was the sound of the lock turning, and this time, the door opened with a faint sound. Why? Is Hideyoshi's-san in this room? Footsteps which sounded like his came in, and there was the sound of him closing and locking the door behind him. Closing and locking the door behind him! Hideyoshi? Then came what seemed to be the sound of him setting the chain? Was he also told to hide in another closet in this room? No freaking way, that would be hilarious. If Shannon told both Hideyoshi and Natsu to hide in these closets. Don't tell me Hideyoshi-san is the mastermind? Or else an accomplice? Is he planning to do something to me in this room? The door may only be locked from the inside, but it will still take some time to remove the chain. If Hideyoshi-san doesn't intend to let me escape from here, there's no chance he'll give me time to fumble around with the chain. In that case, when he opens the closet door wide in just a moment and looks down upon me sitting here pathetically, just what kind of horrifying words will he say? I don't want to be found. I don't want to be found. I beg you, pass right on by the closet door. please keep going into the center of the room? My head was filled almost to bursting with a throbbing sound so loud that I almost missed hearing his noisy footsteps. So when I heard a clunking sound coming from the center of the room, I finally realized that he'd passed by the closet and was deeply relieved.
念のためや。どうせこの天気じゃ夜と変わらんわ。
As he muttered, he did something that made a clunking sound. He was probably closing the shutters on the windows. Just in case? In case I tried to escape out the window? No, that can't be it. He said you can't tell if it's night or day in this with this rain and wind. Isn't that what he said? So, what is it? That's right. When I left the parlor, everyone was talking about possibly taking a break. After all, several murders had occurred, and the weather was bad. There would be nothing abnormal about resting in a guest room here instead of returning to the guest house. In that case, locking up and closing the shutters to guarantee safety was the proper course of action to take. When he finished closing the shutters, there was a thunk as though he had flopped over on the bed. I feel like what's gonna happen next is, eventually, Natsu will get out the closet and she'll find Hideyoshi's corpse. He's gonna be dead. It was surprising how much of the situation could be grasped just by the sound. What's going on here? Did the man from 19 years ago plan all this out to put me in the same room as Hideyoshi-san? No, that probably isn't true. Clearly he planned on me hiding here, but Hideyoshi-san coming to take a rest here must have been outside of the scope of his plan. Thinking about it that way, having him in the room might help to secure my own safety in an odd sort of way. Unlike his wife, Hideyoshi-san is the kind of person I can talk to. If Eva-san comes, things will probably get complicated. No, Nazi. I think you're wrong about this. I think, first things first, you feel like you're unsafe, but you are safe. The culprit isn't gonna kill you. The one who really isn't safe is Hideyoshi. Nazi, you're thinking about this too tunnel visioned in a way, where you're thinking that, yeah, I'm the target. The culprit wants to kill me. I'm the one who's gonna die. But it's not. It's Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi is the target right now. You're the target in the sense that the culprit's trying to pin it on you. You're the one that killed Hideyoshi. That's what the culprit's trying to do. And now I'm thinking, if Eva comes and you're in the room with Hideyoshi, and let's say you get out the closet, Eva will certainly think weird things is going on. She may even think she's being cheated on in this vile situation. Maybe I should slip out of this closet now while he's still alone. Reveal everything just to him and ask for help. But then Eva will think he's cheating on her with you. But if I do that, my husband might be killed. It isn't wise to do anything rash until my husband is released. Should I go out and talk or hide in here? Your husband is already dead, so I definitely am on team go out and talk, personally. Moaning from a headache and biting my lower lip, I resisted the temptation to crawl out of here. Even if I talk with Hideyoshi-san, I don't know where my husband is being held. I'm sure the informant who's observing me is nearby as well. Just talking to him won't solve everything. I suspect that Shanu is an informant, but it doesn't mean that Gora and the others aren't. Yeah, dame daze. It's not good. Leaving here and confessing is just too dangerous. Eventually, I heard a strange, sobbing voice. Hideyoshi? Whose voice was it? I strained my ears, trying to hear that strange voice, and was shocked to discover that it was Hideyoshi weeping. Okay. Now that he was all alone like this, Hideyoshi, who had lost his only son, was finally able to shed tears and cry. Thinking that he needed to support Eva in her distress, he had acted as though he alone was standing firm. However, he had as good as a right as anyone to cry. And now that he had found a place where no one could see his tears, he was finally allowing himself to let it out. I've lost my daughter too. I haven't seen her body with my own eyes, so it still doesn't really feel like she's dead. But if the one who carried her off was the culprit, and he had some repulsive motive for doing it, just thinking about it makes me feel as though my chest will tear itself apart. The reason I'm hiding in here now is that I'm thinking more about my still living husband than my dead daughter. But if I were... okay, I don't know about still living husband. I don't know about that one. He's dead. I think. But if I were given the chance, I'd be wailing at the top of my lungs too. However, I still can't let myself do that. That isn't because the man from 19 years ago told me to hide. It's because I am the final head of the Shirome family. It's been completely overshadowed by all this. But last night, Battler-kun found the hidden gold and even gained the head's ring from that mysterious envelope. At the very end, when it's all over, I probably won't be able to prevent him from inheriting the family headship. And when everything regarding the distribution of the inheritance is revealed, the Ishirome family honor and glory passed down from father, will plummet to the earth. So, I am the final head. Battler-kun will probably inherit the remaining wealth of the Ishirome family. However, its history and honor will all end with my generation. Therefore, I am the final head. I must not cry. Not yet. Until I get my husband back and avenge my daughter, I will not be allowed to shed tears. As I listened to Hideyoshi-san's sobs from the closet, I silently hung my head. Here we go. Hideyoshi's about to get murdered. Huh? My heart leapt. Here it is. Here comes Shannon, or whoever the culprit is, to kill Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi-san, who must have been lying prostrate on the bed, made a sound as though he had bounded to his feet. Did he notice me? No, Nazi. How did you get in here? No, Nazi. Come on, Nazi, think. Think better. This is all part of the culprit's plan. That's what I was saying. The culprit's planning to kill Hideyoshi and make it seem as though you're the one that did it. Come on now, Nazi. He is clearly in a struggle with someone. Who could it be? No, it doesn't matter who it is. It's probably the culprit, and they're probably trying to take Hideyoshi-san's life at this very moment. So what you gonna do, Nazi? Are you gonna choose to help him or hide in the closet? If you choose to help him, you'll reveal who the culprit is to all of us. That'll be great. Maybe I'll be right about it being Shannon. If not, or Kanon. If not, you could choose to hide in there and let Hideyoshi's death pass by and then get out when, you know, after he's dead and you're gonna see his corpse. And then what? And then what's your plan then, Nazi? Everyone's gonna claim that you're the culprit, and then you're gonna be in trouble. Shouldn't I jump out of here and help him? Even if I couldn't help him, I could at least call for help. No, but if I do something like that, I'll be questioned about why I was hiding here. However, if Hideyoshi's son goes on to get killed now, No, now isn't the time to be saying that. At this rate, he'll definitely be killed. I'll jump out of here and help him right now! Ah, but if I do that, even if I can save Hideyoshi-san, I might be abandoning my husband's life. Hideyoshi-san's life and my husband's life. How sinful it would be to try to weigh those against each other. Just then, there was a loud sound of the door opening and the chain being pulled tight. Someone was trying to open the door despite the chain being set.
あなた、私よ。
Oh!
開けてくれる？あなた？どうしたの？あなた、ここを開けて。
So he's dead.
これ開けて。開けてあなた。誰か。
Interesting. She opened and closed the door over and over again with all her might, but of course she couldn't snap the chain. Eva-san raced down the hallway calling for help in a loud voice. By this time, the room had settled back into silence. And that earlier feeling of Hideyoshi being in a noisy struggle had disappeared completely. So what might happen next is the culprit might escape from the window, and the rest of the family comes in here. They check the closets and under the bed and everything. They'll find Nazi, and before they could even suspect that a secondary person that isn't Nazi did the murders, they're going to, that someone could have escaped from the windows. They're not even going to suspect that, but they're going to instead suspect that Nazi is the culprit. Damn! You're in trouble, Nazi. You're in trouble. You should escape from the window now while you have the time as well. But we'll see. We'll see what happens next. What's going on here? So, right now, I'm in the same room as the murderer who killed Hideyoshi-san? In that case, the culprit should try to escape from the room as soon as possible. So why are they staying so quietly in here? I haven't heard anything. And nothing that might have been the culprit who attacked Hideyoshi-san rushing away. No matter how much I strain my ears, I can't sense anyone in the room. In fact, it's so silent that it makes what happened just a second ago feel like an illusion. In other words, does this mean that the culprit is holding his breath, standing right in front of this closet, waiting for me to shamelessly come out? I don't even know what to be scared of anymore. If only I could just melt away into the darkness of this closet. I mustn't remain in this room any longer. I get the feeling that I have more to worry about than just my personal safety. But what should I do? I don't even know if it's a good idea to leave this closet. Before long, the clamor of many rushing footsteps approached. Right, so the rest of the family are coming in. You're in trouble, Nazi. You're in trouble. I held my breath again and melted away into the darkness of the closet. Eva dashed back, bringing everyone with her. Gora was gripping a bolt cutter. It was to cut the chain with. Where's Shannon and Kanon? After trying to open the door again and confirming that the chain was still set, she yelled through the crack in the door. Gora stuck the large bolt cutter, which looked like it could slice off whole fingers, into the crack in the door and easily severed the chain. As soon as it was severed, Eva pushed Gora aside and dashed in. The others tried to follow her, but they bumped into Eva, who had fallen to her knees moaning. So even though they couldn't tell much of what was going on inside the room, they could tell by Eva's moans that they were too late. So how the hell did the culprit escape the room is my question. Did the culprit also hide in another closet? Did they escape through the windows? But the shutter seems to be shut tight in the background. So how did they escape?
今見ます。
嘘だろ。秀吉おじさんが休むって出てって10分かそこいらだってのに。
お風呂場には誰もいない？
はい。誰もおりません。
The closet.
ということでしょう。
Don't check the closet. Don't check the closet. Don't check the closet.
残念だが手の施しようがない。
Nando stood up, hanging his head sadly. It was only natural, because anyone, even if they weren't a doctor, would think that at a glance. Hideyoshi was lying face down on the bed, and stuffed deep into his back was something like a blade with an intricate demonic design on it. Oh! This murder was different! This isn't the sliced neck open murder. This is a steak murder. This is an original Beato murder. When Eva pulled it out with all her might, they could tell that it wasn't a blade, but some kind of stake. And its sharp tip had penetrated nearly 15 centimeters in. 15 centimeters in! Ooh! It had probably dug deep into the lungs. Yeah, 15 centimeters deep is... If it had been stuck in any harder, the tip might even have pierced all the way through to the surface of his chest. Wait, Shannon's with them? Wait a minute. And Shannon would have blood on her, surely, if she's the one that killed Hideyoshi. Huh. Weird. Okay. Maybe it's Kanon then? Maybe Kanon's the one that did this specific murder? Where's Kanon at?
それよりおかしいね。この部屋は戸締まりも完璧なの。
Kanon's here too? Huh? Wait a minute. And there's no blood on their clothes at all? Maybe the others are too preoccupied with the murder that they can't even notice that there's blood on either Shannon or Kanon's clothes? But then no, how would that work? No, that doesn't make sense though. Maybe everyone was in the room. Let's say Shannon was the culprit. Everyone was in the room, and Shannon was just hiding in a corner of the room, And then she ran up behind them, acting as if she was one of them. She ran along with them all along. I was like, haha, wow, guess what? I was here with you guys. Haha, weird, right? We found a dead body here. Wow, that's hella weird. Even though I just killed it a second ago. Lol. Maybe? Maybe. But it feels weird still though, because you'd think that at least one person would notice that Chana was in the room and ran up behind them as if she was one of the people running in here. Right? Surely.
鎧戸も全て閉まってますし、扉にはさっきまでチェーンが。
それはおかしいではありませんか。それじゃ犯人はどうやってこのお部屋の秀吉様を襲ったというんですか。
It was Nazi, clearly.
扉の隙間からこの杭を投げて刺したのか。
What a throw.
その隙間から秀吉さんのベッドは完全に死角よ。銃を使ったって殺せやしない。おかしな話になったわ。密室殺人。
It's a locked room murder. Unless he opened the closet. Mm-hmm. Oh, shut up, Shannon. You're the culprit, huh?
そうと決めつけるのは早いぜ。風呂場の天井を外して天井裏に逃げた。あるいは鎧戸が実は外からでも閉められる。
Maybe you can close the shutters from outside? Hmm.
Yoroi戸は外からはびくともしませんでした。今確認してきました。
Way ahead of ya. I just went and checked. Way ahead of ya.
エリコ。
It was no wonder everything felt so quiet and relaxed. At some point, Erika had split from the group. Just now, she had finally arrived and poked her face in from the hallway. She had heard that a crime had occurred in this room, seen everyone rushing towards it, and taken the opposite approach by circling around to the other wall. And she had gone all by herself to check that the shutters were down on the windows, that you couldn't do anything with them from the outside, and that there was nothing out of the ordinary. And she's a detective, so we know that's true. Assume that the inside of the room is perfectly cliché?
そういう言い方はねえだろ。
お悔やみ申し上げます。で、室内の状況は？
扉にはチェーンがかかっていて、私たちは切断して入ったわ。
そして窓には全て鎧戸。しっかり内側から施錠されてる。
奥は何を揉めてるんです？
Eva was arguing with Nanjo about something. Apparently, she wanted to carry the body to the parlor. Nanjo tried to calm her, saying that they should leave the crime scene as untouched as possible until the police came.
ジョージたちの死体はそうしたらどうなったの？犯人にどこかへ持っていかれちゃったのよ。犯人は殺すだけじゃ飽き足らず、遺体にまで何か無体なことをするつもりなのかもしれない。
Are you saying that the culprit's a necrophile? Come on, Eva. You telling me we got a necrophile up in here? I mean, without love, it really cannot be seen. Woof.
だからダメ。ここへ主人を一人ぼっちで残していくなんて絶対ダメ。
Eva did have a point. After all, the prior victims were all carried away after we were shown their terrible and fatal wounds. Maybe that's part of the culprit's plan, though.
現場をそのままで保存したいだろう。今回はちゃんと折れてもらうぜ。
どうぞご勝手に。私にとって興味があるのは金蔵さんの書斎よりはるかにまともな密室が出現したことだけです。死体には興味ありませんので、どうぞご自由になさってください。
Batter looked at her with an expression of clear disgust. But it rolled off her like water off a duck's back. Alright. We got Erica back to her original self. That's good.
搬出していただいて結構ですよ。死体。あ、それとも私が邪魔ですか？
Erica backed away from the door to open a path. There was no trace of any sadness for the dead. Her eyes simply blazed at the thought of this locked room murder that had appeared. In any event, the great detective had given her permission. Eva and some others wrapped Hideyoshi's body up in the sheets, and Gora and Rudolph started to carrying him out. The sheets quickly turned red. It was so painful to see that Shannon Kumasawa stripped the blanket off the bed to further cover the body. Kumasawa and Shannon, always two people that you'd have to think of about with suspicion whenever they do anything. Let's get him to the parlor. Alright.
いいことみんな。これからは常に団体行動。絶対に孤立してはダメ。
犯人はゲンジさんを襲った時点でマスターキーを得ているはずだ。世情がもはや安全を保証しないことは明白だぞ。
しかしチェーンまでされていたのにどうやって。
不可能だ。鎧戸にチェーンロックがしっかりかかっている。マスターキーがあったってあの部屋に押し入るのは不可能だ。
Yeah, of course you'd say that, Canon.
ベアトリーチェ様の仕業ですよ。
ベアトリーチェ様のはずありません。碑文が解かれ、すでに儀式の意味を失われたはず。
Yeah, okay, Shannon. But then, why would you use the stake of the ritual from the epitaph to do the killing then? Why not slice the throat open like all the other killings then? If the ritual really is done and over with, the epitaph has been solved, what's up then?
わかるものが魔女にしか不可能だ。
魔女にしか不可能ですか。いい響きです。
エリカちゃん、話を聞いてる？私たちはこれから全体行動って決まったわ。私たちはまず秀吉さんの遺体を客前へ運ぶ。探偵ごっこはそれからにしない？
Can you hold up playing detective until we get there? Come on now. When she heard the words plain detective, Erika grimaced visibly. Then, after everyone had filed out, she took a single step into the now empty guest room, looked around, and burned the scene into her eyes. Erika claimed to have a photographic memory. If that was true, those few seconds were more than enough for her. Later on, she could sip black tea in the parlor while pursuing her mental photographs of the crime scene and enjoying the part of the armchair detective. While perusing, her mental photographs of the crime scene. Okay. Then, suddenly, her eyes stopped on the closet off to the side. Oh! Oh! A closet for hanging overcoats. Oh! If it was large enough to fit a coat on a hanger, a person should be able to hide in it. Oh! Slowly, Erika stretched her hand out towards the closet. Oh! Who did that? Erika's shoulder was grabbed roughly from behind.
行くぜ探偵さん。
Battler's the one that stopped her. Okay.
団体行動を乱すなって修学旅行で習わなかったか。
Okay. Just before she was about to find Nazi, Battler stopped her. Okay. Battler's not the culprit, obviously, so he's not the one that told Nazi to hide in the closet. At least, I don't think he is.
私が旅行に行くと必ず人が死ぬって約束がありまして
ほら何してやがるガキども
ガキども.
早く来い
Rudolph told him to hurry. After clicking her tongue and glaring at the closet, Erika followed Battler back to the parlor for the time being. Nazi, you're good! For now. The sound of their footsteps finally faded. That time of terror, when I feared that even the dripping of the cold sweat that covered my cheeks might be noticed, was finally over. Now I can get out the closet and walk off. I slowly opened the closet door with hands that still couldn't stop trembling and dashed out into the hallway. It's alright, no one's found me. Yeah, but you have no alibi either. Still, it's a good thing they didn't lock the door. If they had, I wouldn't be able to lock behind me after I left, and they'd find that suspicious. Anyway, I should leave this place. Then I'll return to my room and pretend that I was sleeping the whole time. That's right, I have to get back quickly. A new murder has occurred. They'll probably try to tell me about it. And they'll probably do it immediately after they carry Hideyoshi-san's body back to the parlor. Right. You're gonna have to act like you don't know what's going on at all. Good luck with that, Nazi. Everything you say, be careful what you say. Erika's a detective. She's gonna notice if you say anything mishappy. If you say any mishaps, right? Erika's gonna notice any weird tone in your words. If you say anything that doesn't sound right. If it's anything that's contradicting. So you have to totally act like the person that doesn't know at all what's going on. I can get around a phone call by saying I was asleep and didn't notice, but if they come knocking directly, that'll be bad. I have to get back quickly before they try to force their way in. I don't even know whether I should sprint back noisily to save every second I can. Sneak back with hushed footsteps, or walk around normally as though I don't know anything has happened. The one thing I'm certain of is that I have to avoid bumping into them on their way back to the parlor. I have to get to my room at a quick pace without being noticed by anyone. Well, you know the layout of the mansion pretty well, Nazi. You've been living here for how many decades? So you should know how to do that without getting noticed. I passed through the hall to the lobby. Once I've ascended the main staircase in the lobby, I'll be almost there.
夏日さん
Erika? Just as she was about to go up the large staircase, Natsu heard Erika call out to her, and was so surprised that she visibly jumped.
ちょうど今からあなたにも知らせに行こうと思ってたんです。
それはありがとうございます。
What do you mean, thank you? That's not what you should be saying. You should be saying, what are you talking about?
それで何かありましたか？
今、夏日さん階段を登ってました？夏日さんの部屋って上ですよね。
Erika coldly pointed out this strange fact. Natsu cursed her bad luck.
寝つけなくて客間に戻ろうとしていたのですが、自分の部屋に鍵をかけたか不安になり戻ろうとしたのです。
Oh, okay, okay.
心配性なのでよくあることです。気にしないでください。
Okay, okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. I don't hate that excuse. I don't hate that excuse, okay.
よくありますよね、そういうの。
Aha.
記憶力に自信のない人にありがちな癖です。
Erika was clearly making fun of her, and Natsu might have put on an annoyed expression under normal circumstances. However, right now, Natsu was extremely relieved to hear Erika admit that this was nothing out of the ordinary.
エリカさんこそお一人でどうしたんですか？
例の客室を調べようかと思いまして。
客室？
ええ、大変なことになったじゃないですか。現場検証は私の権利ですので。
Erika's probing gaze peered deep into Natsu's eyes. She could tell. Erika was already suspicious of Natsu. Judging by the subtle nuances of her words, this was almost certainly an attempt to make Natsu slip up and reveal that she knew about the Hideyoshi murder she hadn't yet been told about. Natsu played dumb and asked again what had happened.
何か？
いいえ、何でも。また最初の事件の繰り返しですね。
どういう意味ですか？
またあなたは自室で。そして今回もそのアリバイを証明できないわけですよね。
おっしゃっている意味がわかりません。逆を言えば、私が自室にいなかったことをあなたこそどう証明されるわけですか？
No, you're supposed to say, what are you talking about? Natsu? No. What you should have said then, what you should have said, wait a minute, another murder has happened? That's what you should have said, I think. Right? Immediately trying to defend yourself means that you may already know that another murder has happened. Dude, I feel like you're setting yourself up, Natsu. I don't think you should have said that. I think that's way too sus.
おや、そうきましたか。
Yeah, that's what I mean. That means she's already knowledgeable of the murder that's happened.
ならばそれはおいおい。鍵は後にしてください。皆さんに重大な話があります。
鍵を確認したら戻ります。先に始めていてください。
秀吉さんが殺されました。その件についてです。
She had planned on escaping to her own room using her lock as an excuse, claiming to have a sudden headache and staying in bed the rest of the time. However, now that she had been informed of Hideyoshi's murder, it would be clearly suspicious to say that could wait and escape to her room. She was already under suspicion after being seen heading up the stairs to the second floor. She couldn't afford to do anything else suspicious. Natsu gave up and headed for the parlor as Erika had urged her to do. I see. When she opened the door to the parlor, Eva's sobs poured out. And everyone stared at Nazi with grave faces. Those gazes almost made it look as though they suspected her. As though? Alright. It was now painfully apparent to Nazi. This must have been what that man was after. It was a trap to create a baffling locked room murder and frame her for it. But I couldn't disobey. I couldn't sacrifice my husband's life. He's already dead. You should have given up on that already. And while it's true that I was hiding in the closet, that was all. I haven't committed murder. I see. I might fall under enormous suspicion, but I'm still not the culprit. And most importantly, I'm not under suspicion yet. I'll tell the police everything. I'll have to endure it until then. I'm sure one of the servants is feeding information to the culprit. Even in a situation like this, if I talk about my husband being a hostage, the culprit will hear and it might be used as an excuse to kill him.
ちょうど夏日さんが戻ってきてくれました。全員が揃ったところで、私から皆さんにとても重要な話があります。
重要な話？
重要な話です。最初の事件からをすべて皆さんの前で整理したいと思います。
From the first crime to the last. Okay. Okay.
それなら他の皆さんとなさってください。私はそういうことは警察に任せるべきと思っています。関心がありません。
整理した上で重要なお話があるのです。あなたにも誰にも断る権利はありません。
They're gonna ask why, and she's gonna go, Detective's authority. Erika used her detective's authority to proclaim the start of an assembly. None of the pieces could disobey. Praying that she wouldn't become the topic of conversation, Nazi reluctantly sat on the sofa as she'd been urged to.
すみません。その扉閉めてもらえます？はい。
Shannon and Cannon closed the door. Since they had just now decided to lock all doors and windows carefully, Cannon locked it as well. Alright. The lock, which existed to protect the safety of this room, felt like a lock on a prison cell to Nazi, one that would hold her there and prevent any escape. Nazi still hadn't noticed that ever since Erika had left into the corridor to go check the crime scene in Hideyoshi's room, her goal had changed. In short, from Erika's point of view, the sound of that lock was truly checkmate. Erika said that suddenly. Burncastle said that suddenly.
あら早い。何？もう犯人分かっちゃったの？まだ事件だって全然進んでないの？もう少し殺させていろいろと手がかりを集めればいいのに。
Wow, so you found the culprit already. You barely gone to any of the crimes, you know. You could have let me kill a few more and gathered all kinds of clues. Well, that is Burncastle's choice. And my choice will be to end this video here now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This has been a very long part of Umineko. This has been over 2 hours, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this, alright? Give you guys an extra long part for being away for so long. Alright? I hope you appreciate it, alright? I'll see you guys next time for some more Umineko when they cry. And things might get real spicy next part. Real spicy with Nazi. It's gonna be real hard to defend her for anyone that wants to defend her, for anyone that wants to be on her side. I'm not particularly on her side or not on her side. All I know is that she's not the culprit. So this is gonna be interesting next part. I still wonder how the culprit managed to do that though, right? If it's not Nazi, how did the culprit manage to kill someone? Now one theory that could work is if there's another closet in the room, then maybe the culprit did the killing and hid in a different closet. But then wouldn't Nazi have been able to hear that? So I need the right truth regarding what Nazi could hear and what she couldn't hear. But okay, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading it. And alright, y'all. Peace.